to Emirates Youth Leadership. This is a place that you made a decision to join because you're looking for something. And I truly believe what you're looking for is find a place where you can close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. So thank you. I really appreciate you. I respect you. I love you for investing your time and energy to be here. So my big fat promise from very beginning is this. Today, this few minutes of us together might change the direction of your life or the destination or your destiny. How does that happen? I don't know. I've been blessed to travel around the world to more than 40 countries. I'm a mix of 3 nationalities, Iran, New Zealand, and Japan. I've had the chance to meet a lot of great teachers in my life and few miserable ones, so I learned from both teachers. And I made a decision when I grow up, I want to go out and touch other people's lives because my great teachers touched my life. So today, in these few minutes that we are together, if you get a note, I promise you, some of the lessons that you're going to learn here might really impact you so you can go out and help other people as well. So let's get into it. Who am I and why am I here? I grew up in a place where I really wasn't happy camper as a kid. My father was married 5 times, and here most of my Emirati friends, they always say mashallah, and I say, what kind of mashallah is that? But my dad is one of my best friends, and unfortunately he has been through a rough time with his relationships in life, and he made a decision that he just wants to go and do it through trial and error, but not learning from each mistakes that he makes. So he took him with him. And as a kid, when I was born, I never had a chance to meet my own mom. So I had a few stepmoms coming and going. And unfortunately, one of them was very abusive. God bless her soul. She passed away a few years back. But as a result of her being abusive, I had to leave home at a very early age, 10, 11 years old, and I became homeless in a town called Shiraz, in southern part of Iran. And that was where I met a mentor who came and took me under his wing, and he gave me a place to live for 2 years. He had a beautiful wife and 5 beautiful kids. They really touched my life. And I remember the time that I was with him, he gave me some directions in life, and what I call it today, my success cycle. The 3 things, if you want to write down these 3 things, he said you need a V and D and A. The V stands for the vision. He said, what is your vision for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life? And at that time, I didn't have a vision for the next year. I didn't have a family support. I didn't know what's going on around me. And even in 1978, Iran went through a rough time, so I made a decision that this is not a place for me to live, so I got to leave this place. But I didn't have really any support, family support, financial support, but this man really changed my life. And so the decision that I made for my life, that was the second thing. So after the vision is the decision. I made a decision that when I grow up, I want to be someone extraordinary. I want to go out and touch people's lives. I want to have a special job. For me at that time, I wanted to fly a plane and be an airline pilot and say, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. That was my dream. So I designed my life, and here's what he taught me. He said, if you don't learn to design your life, somebody will design it for you. And you can take notes on that. I made a decision, I'm going to be a great designer, because he said a lot of people don't know how to design your life, so you better learn that skill. And the final part was the action. He said you've got to learn how to take massive action, not just any action, massive action, if you want to really have an extraordinary life. So at a very young age, I remember I was watching a drama with my grandmother, and I saw this Japanese girl named Oshin, and that story really impacted my life. And I said to my grandma, I want to go to Japan and marry a Japanese. And she believed in me, and she said, why not? So I designed my life, and I went to Japan, and planning to stay just for a couple of years. I never knew most of my adult life will be in Japan. I spent more than 25 years of my life in Japan. I have 2 best-selling books in Japanese. I was blessed. God gave me my beautiful wife. I found my Oshin. I married her, and I'm grateful for the beautiful family that I have today. And she touched my life, and in many ways. I'm really grateful for that. So I was a welder in a factory working for $7 per hour, saved enough money to go to New Zealand and become a pilot. And then the 9/11 happened, and fortunately the aviation world went through a rough time, and I made a decision to shift from aviation to teaching and coaching, which I realized at that time that's really what my passion is. I have 2 main passions. I love learning and growing, and I love teaching. So I became a teacher and coach. I got my qualifications. I traveled around the world and invested a lot of money in my personal education, self-education. And I found some of the best teachers and trainers around the world, and I got the stuff from them that I needed. And then today, As a result, a combination of my life experience of over 50 years with some of the tools and technologies and the skills and the strategies, combination, we made this program called Emirates Youth Leadership, which is the result of a couple of years back as a trainer when I was working with a lot of Japanese companies, entities, government agencies. We had a client in the UAE, so I came here to help somebody, and I realized what a beautiful country here. So I went back home. I said to my wife, honey, do you want to go and live in the UAE? And she said, why not? Let's go. I remember the reason we came here, one of them was I was really impressed with the quality of leadership and the vision that the leaders have in this country. So I bought a book called Flashes of Thought by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. And on my way back to Tokyo, I was reading this book, and there was this quote that really got my attention. His Highness said, for those who would like to leave their mark on our land or on our country, I say, the stage is yours. And I was like, wow, it just came to me. And I said, what values could we add if we take, what we have learned in life to the UAE and help the people? And 2 years ago, the Federal Youth Authority gave us a chance to start working with a small group of people, and that group grew to over 2,000 Emiratis, and I'm really blessed that doing over 30 workshops in a few different youth hubs around the country gave us a chance to expose our knowledge, experience, the strategies and tools to people, and we created this program called Emirates Youth Leadership. And in the last 2 years alone, we have been blessed to travel around the country and share all of this stuff toward more than 10,000 people. And this program right now that you want to come in and have a look and see if we are the right fit for you is a combination of few pillars about leadership. If you all want to be a leader, a sophisticated person with skills and knowledge, and go out and touch other people's lives, this might be the right choice for you. So let me take you to the place where you need to know why are you here and what got you here and where are you going. So let's get there. Why are you here? I don't mean just why did you show up here. Why are you here in this world? What is your mission in life? If you haven't found your mission, I remember Oprah Winfrey one day said, if you haven't found your mission yet, that's the first thing you need to start doing. Go out and find out why are you here? Why your creator, whatever you believe in, if it's God, why God gave you this thing called life. You want to be happy? Do you want to just work hard at the end of your life, eventually you become happy, or do you want to enjoy the process as well? So I realized in my life, there are a couple of things you need to find out. Number one, you need to find out the why. Why you do what you do, whatever job that you have. Is it really your mission in life? If it's not, you need to change it. You need to go and find out what your mission is. And don't, push yourself so hard, because it doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it takes really few months to few years to few decades to eventually you go, this is my mission. And eventually you could work around that and be happy and help other people. And then also the other part is what you're doing your passion or not? And if it's not, then maybe again you need to have a look at it. So I realized at some stage in my life, I really loved helping people and create what I call it the before and after. The before and after is when you start learning something, you monitor yourself and see the changes you need to make. And then after you change, you look at yourself, you go, wow, I got measurable results in reasonable time. I'll say that again. Measurable results in reasonable time. And that's what you need to do. If you can hire yourself a coach who can help you to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be, then that's one of the things you need to do. But here's what you need to find out. Number one, you need to know really, so far the changes you haven't made in your life is not lack of resources. Resources are everywhere. You've made a decision to agree with what is right now, which is where you are. And you haven't made a decision to change it. Now, if today I would be a cause to help you to make that decision, that would be amazing. So here's what you need to do. You need to make a decision that, am I happy with where I am, what I do? If not, then what changes do I need to make in my life? And remember this, one of my mentors taught me many years back, he said, if you change, everything will change for you. If you decide to get better, everything will get better for you. So you can write that down as a lesson for today. Do you really want to make your life an extraordinary life? Life based on your terms, the agreement you have with you. And if that's the case, you need to make a decision, I gotta change. And the word change must have a positive impact on you, not you think about what is wrong with me? Why do you think I should change? Because something is wrong with me? No. If you're a healthy person, there is always a gap between where you are and where you want to be. So you want to close that gap. Now, I believe, out of, again, traveling around more than 40 countries around the world, so I learned there are 5 major skills, 5 of them, that if you really want to design an extraordinary life, you need these skills. Let's get into them. Number 1, you need to have communication skill. What do I mean by that? In communication, basically, we have internal communication and then external communication. In computer world, there is a phrase called GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. If you put garbage inside your communication with yourself, you will output garbage as well. You know, if you ask crappy questions, you'll get crappy answers. So there are 3 different stages of communication. Stage number 1 is basic communication. The communication that you have basically with yourself, and then when you go out every day, the communication we have with people, the greeting that you have, your eye contact, your presence, you know, and nodding and building rapport with people. All of these are incredibly important in your communications. You know, simply saying hello to people, giving a smile to people. If you don't master that, it's really going to be hard for you to move to the second level, which is called the advanced communication. Advanced communication is about when you make a decision to be in front of a group of people and impact a larger audience, whether it's in a boardroom or whether you're on stage in front of a group of people and you want to impact them. So you need to learn those tools of how to become a communicator in that level. So which means, you know, one of the pillars that we teach is public speaking. And the third one in communication is a master level communication. When you make a decision that you really want to become a global influencer and impact the world with your communication style, with your knowledge, with your experience, with your strategies and tools and all that, which is again studies behind that. You can't just wake up in the morning and get lucky and say, no, I'm an amazing communicator. It doesn't unfortunately work that way. So the second skill I believe you really need if you want to become sophisticated and a great influencer and great leader is language skill. Language skill. Now, if you're born in a country like United Arab Emirates, you are incredibly lucky to be born in such a place with so much, you know, possibilities and gifts and opportunities around you. If you don't use them, you might lose them. That was a nice rhyme. So seriously, the things that God gives us, if we don't use them, we will lose them eventually at some stage. How grateful are you for the passport that you have? If you are from this country, you know, having a powerful passport to be able to travel around the world, I'm blessed. You know, being a New Zealand citizen, I can travel to almost 180 countries. The same with United Arab Emirates. But I didn't have that opportunity before. I decided to work hard and make that happen for myself. So for you, if you are from here, you need to speak Arabic, really nice Arabic, not just speaking Arabic, but being able to have fluency in your communication is one thing, but then also adding one more language as an international language, right now it's English. You need to be able to not only speak English, but speak with impact and clarity. So when you are on stage as a leader and you communicate, people can understand you easily and you can deliver your message with impact. You can get into people's heart. So make a decision. If it happened for me and I could do it, I learned my Japanese in 2 months. I'll say that again. I learned my Japanese in 2 months. It wasn't because I was smart. Here's my belief about any learning experiences you have, especially with language. I truly believe language learning is about 2 things. Number 1, necessity. Necessity means make it necessary for yourself. If I don't have this, I can't live. So you need to build that standard around the language and say, if I don't speak this language within the next 2, 3, 6, 12 months, then I'm going to lose a lot of things. And the second thing is urgency. You need to put urgency behind that. So for me, I created an environment when I was in Japan 30 years ago, and I said, if I don't speak this language in the next 2 months, they're going to kick me out of this country. It wasn't true, but I made it true in my visualization, in my imagination, and I put it on myself. I disciplined myself, and I studied for 2 months. I had this little book, and I practiced with people. おはようございます。座ってください。立ってください。ありがとうございました。本当にすいません。And I modeled their strategy, their body language, and everything. Guess what? Not only did I learn the language in 2 months, I got a job for myself and 2 of my friends over the phone after 2 months of being in that country. Later on, I wrote 2 books. My books became bestsellers. I started traveling around the country, became a trainer and teacher. I'm really blessed for the friends I have in Japan. God gave me my beautiful wife. But again, going back to the language skill, this is the second skill that you need. You can't put it off that one day I'll wake up in the morning, I'm going to speak a nice language and I'm lucky. It doesn't happen that way. Make a decision, discipline yourself. There's a lot of stuff around that you can decide to use. But timeline is important, okay? Give yourself a time for that. The third one, the third skill that you need, and you can really, really make a decision around this, is the public speaking skill. As a leader, as an influencer, if you want to be a mentor or coach, you need this skill, because the more people you can connect with, the more people you can help, the better your life is going to be. So as a leader, public speaking and having a structure in your speaking is incredibly important. Most people, they rely on slides, they rely on, they go behind the slides, they don't want to be seen, or they use their slides as a guideline to follow, and they make everything fancy. But I learned, really, if you want to transform people's lives, if you want to change people's lives, it doesn't happen by slides, it happens by conversations. So if you learn how to do your presentations and speak in public through conversations with people, which, by the way, that's what we teach, is you really become someone different. You don't follow the rules of slides, I do it this way. You follow your heart, and you follow by understanding the psychology of your audience, and you go deep by each conversation that you have with people. As you can see right now, I don't have any script, I don't have any slides, I'm communicating with you here because I know your needs, your desires, your wants, and where's the gap, why you want to close this gap. So the fourth skill that you need is coaching skill. Coaching skill, that's right. As I said it already, again, you want to communicate with people, it's not going to be through slides. You're not going to have your slides with you everywhere you go. You're going to just have a conversation with people. And I realize that for a lot of Emiratis especially, because you guys coming from heart and you want to care about people, you want to help people, you usually use the word advice. Let me give you a piece of advice, or let me advise you on something. Unfortunately, I have news for you which says most of the time people don't listen to your advice. Why is that? Because what we tell people as advisors is not true to them. But if we learn to ask them powerful questions, effective questions that get them to think about the problem that they think they have, most people have the solutions. They don't want us to come and give them the answers. So if your job, especially in your speaking, when you're communicating with an audience, or even if you're in a boardroom, if you learn to ask powerful questions to people and you get them to think in a different way, you become a great communicator. And that's what we're proud of. Again, in our training program, one of the things we teach is half a dozen skills that you need as a coach, not thousands of them, half a dozen skills that will give you 80% of the results that you want in your success. The fifth skill that you need is leadership skill. And leadership skill is about influence. And how you want to influence people is really, you need to make a decision to, number one, influence yourself first. Once you learn to influence yourself first, then you will study what people need, what do they desire, what do they want, what are their pain, what are their commitments, what are their ambitions and dreams, and how can you help them to achieve that. And then there is a system behind that. You learn to effectively, intelligently, and elegantly influence people with, with style. By the way, when you come from love, and that's one of the things I love about UAE, the leaders in this country, they don't come from a leadership only, they come from mothership or fathership. They care about you just like they are your parents. So if you make a mistake, they don't just look at your mistake, they will help you, they will guide you, they will train you, they will care about you, they support you. And it's incredible. I wish the whole world could learn from the leaders here in this country. So one of our mission here from this program is to really create a model for the whole world to learn from young Emiratis and learn from not just the tools and skills, but for the vision and the hunger for making their country a beautiful country, and which is already. So let's go to the part that what do you need to do if you want to come and learn from us. All right, the last part is about 3 things that you need to do. If you really want to learn and grow, self-coaching, self-education is your own responsibility. You can't always wait for somebody to come and pay for you, for your time and for your energy and for your money. You need to make a decision. If there is a gap, if there is a vision, if there is a mission, if there is some ambition that you have, you're responsible. And that's what leadership is about. Leadership is about accountability. Leadership is about responsibility. Leadership is about ownership. You own your life and the gifts that God gave you, your country gave you, and you make a decision. You want to be stronger, you want to be wiser, you want to be better, you need to work on yourself. So 3 things. Number 1, you need to decide. You need to decide if we are the right people for you. Please come and learn from us. I promise you, we promise you outstanding results based on social proof. What you will see, people that have been learning from us gave us the opportunity to serve them. They have been growing it's amazing with the speed of that growth. I'm really impressed. So you make a decision. Number 2, you need to commit. Commit means when you decide to sign up for a program, you need to show up. You need to show up on time. Don't be late. When you make a decision, our program is only 2 times per month. It's a 3-month certification program. So if you commit to join us, it's not only that you sign up and you make the payment and you don't show up, or you show up whenever you like. No, it's a leadership program, and a part is that you need to learn to discipline yourself as a leader, to show up on time and do the things that you need to do so you can close the gap. It's a very practical program that will give you a chance to practice your presentation skills, your leadership skills, your communication style, your coaching, management, all of these things. So you decide, you commit, and you act. You make a decision. We made it very easy for you. We took most of the risk away from your shoulder. So now most people, when they want to make a decision to go and get something or buy a program or sign up for a program, they say either I don't have the time or I don't have the money. So we decided to make it short. This program used to be 1 year, and now we made it 3 months, and it's intensive. It's only 6 times the total program and 2 times per month. Each session is only 2 hours. It's going to be online. You don't need to travel anywhere. You can learn from home. You have me and my whiteboard and the training manual. We will send it to you and you'll get it. And you follow that. I don't teach based on training manual, but you have that as a guideline. You can keep it with you, and you can review that anytime you like. You join us from your computer, or it's better to join us from your computer, not from your phone, so you can see everybody else as well. And then you practice during the sessions. You get the tools, the skills, and then we give you a certification at the end of the program. With the certification, we also offer job opportunities, speaking opportunities, especially if you want to travel around the world, or if you want to do it online and become a speaker. You get paid well, and you can do it in Japanese corporations or universities, government agencies, or in the Middle East, anywhere you want to go. Either do it in English or Arabic. Once you get your qualification, you're certified from Step Up International, which is our company, then you get a job from us. That would be great. So we would love to have you on board. Once you make a decision to join us, now if you say, wait a minute, I still don't know about the program. So we gave you also 2 other options that you can choose. You can either come for a 2-hour live event and for a very reasonable price, and taste the program and see if you like it or not. Or you can also purchase the recorded version, not the recorded version of the program, but recorded version of me. I'll take you through the program, all the skills that you will learn. So you will get massive value from that video training as well. So these are the options that you have. I won't take more of your time. Thank you so much. It would be an honor to serve you. I would love to meet you someday in life and hear your story. I'll promise you, if you come on board and join us, you will get the measurable results in reasonable time. That's my promise from my side. I've seen the results that our young Emiratis right now created. I'm really, really proud of all of them, and I'm impressed with the speed of the growth. So if you want to become an extraordinary leader for your country, for your community, for your family, and do great things, and be proud of yourself, make your country proud, you got to do something. Leadership, again, is about responsibility, ownership, accountability. Come on board. We promise you, we support you to close the gap. Love and respect. God bless.